Uh,
Excited. I keep looking at my clock and kind of going, "Oh shit, it's past 10 o'clock."
Yep.
cool. So, let's begin, shall we?
How's that?
Oh, okay.
I guess we can.
Yeah.
I mean, if you insist.
More than 1,000 years ago, the wizard Halaster Blackcloak journeyed from a distant land to the base of Mount Waterdeep. Nobody knows why, or in fact where he came from. When he arrived, he brought with him his 7 apprentices and built himself a wizard's tower, the biggest and most powerful wizard's tower that ever existed. Over the many years that followed, many of his apprentices left, but found themselves inexplicably drawn back to the tower, while Halaster himself vanished seemingly from view, tunneling deeper and deeper and deeper beneath his tower. That all changed as the tower began to fall into disrepair, and a new city grew around it, the city of Waterdeep. The Undermountain, as Halaster's underground domain was known to these early settlers, and they often sent criminals into its endless depths as punishment. This is how it remained until an adventurer by the name of Durnan delved into the labyrinth and returned alive, laden with riches and harrowing tales. Durnan used his new fortune to demolish the remnants of Halaster's tower and built himself an inn, naming it the Yawning Portal. What's left of Halaster's tower is the well in the centre of the tap room of the Yawning Portal, 50-foot diameter well that descends into the first level, the Undermountain. Now, the easiest way down into the well is through a rope pulley system that Durnan himself controls. He charges adventurers, one at a time, 1 gold piece to enter into the Undermountain, whether they use the rope pulley or not. At the bottom of this tunnel, 140 feet deep, is a square room. The ground is covered with a thin layer of sand. It's into this sand that a pair of heavily armoured boots crunches down into the darkness. Gamer, would you like to describe Amen Adriel? I will get this name.
Aminidiel.
Aminidial.
Yeah. He's
Why don't you describe yourself?
so he's the sort of figure you wouldn't want to meet on a dark alley. Clad in his steel armor, making a significant amount of noise as he moves, and yet somewhat angelic in his sort of stature and his grace, despite the weight of this armor. A blacked out face, the voice sort of echoing from within, this deep, raspy voice that kind of shakes you to the very core without having the needing to put any emphasis behind it. The standing at, I'd say at least 7 foot tall, give or take, and is carrying a large shield and a similarly sized sword. Just stood quietly.
Amazing. The rope slowly begins to rise. You know from having travelled down, it's going to take a minute to get up to the top. and then a further minute to return with your next companion. Is there anything you would like to do while you are sort of waiting?
As a man of few words outside of combat, no.
Okay, so you stand in this darkness, shifting ever so slightly, the thin layer of sand crunching. Eventually, you hear the squeak of the rope as it lowers. Another heavily armored individual who hops off and stands by the side of you. Zoldar, if you would like to describe yourself.
Yeah, so for a dwarf, he's like a little bit on the tall side, but still like within the range of dwarf. Really heavily armored, a war hammer balancing on his shoulder, giant shield on the back. And he looks a wee bit grumpy.
Okay. So a pair of you stand there in silence, and the rope returns. It's not quite the full 2 minutes before your next companion emerges. Not using the rope, floating ever so slightly, ever so gently down upon their broom of flying, is your smaller companion, Snug. Are you Snug or Sneg?
I'm Snug. I changed it because I didn't want to be called Smeg through the campaign, so he's Snug now.
Okay, Smug.
Snug. SNUG, because he's cute.
Snug, if you would like to describe yourself.
So he's a little kobold with like white scales. He's got a blue eye and a green eye and large big ears. He's got 2 little horns that stick on the back of his head, and he's wrapped up all nice and cozy in his little cloak-like coat. He's got his best friend, who goes by Desmond, who's his little flying axolotl pet friend. And he's just the cutest!
So, the three of you stand in this square room, preparing yourselves, the adventuring party known as the Epitome, ready to conquer whatever the mad mages under mountain can throw at them. Flashback. You guys have been preparing for some time for your entry into the Undermountain. You've spent some of your hard-earned wages on any equipment and any armaments, any potions that you might need, as we discussed in the session 0.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you guys would like to do or have done in preparation?
Do we know which floor we're going to?
The first one.
Okay, so like, do we know anything? Have we done any research to learn anything rumor
Have
based
you?
on? I would like to have, if possible. I'd like to do some research and see what I can learn about my dad's first floor.
Okay. So what are you planning to do for this research?
I would like to find the closest library and find
Okay.
any tomes that tell me about, about my dad's first floor, because he's very well known and everyone, probably has some form of writing on it. Surely.
So you find the library, and Waterdeep has a lot of libraries, and a lot of them have a lot of information. As you're searching through these books, one of the things that you find out pretty darn quickly is that there is a breadth of information regarding Undermountain and Hallister Blackcloak. A lot of it is contradictory, and a lot of it is complementary, often in the same breath. I would like for you to please make either an investigation or an insight check.
Oh, well, I'm very good at investigations. So I'm gonna hit that dice button. 24.
Awesome. So, as you spend several days pouring through tomes, you find one piece of information that does give you.
Oh, sweet.
I'm gonna see if I can. Hopefully, this should deal you a card from the secrets deck.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
There are certain secrets that you can discover about.
Oh, hey guys, I think I found something about the game. Oh no. I hope this voice does not get annoying. Because he's just meant to be he's just meant to be a
Goofball.
Yeah, he's just a little
Feel
goofball.
free to share.
Where
that
am I
information.
to see it? Sorry.
Is it not above your name? Above your thing? It should say
above-
one secret stack.
Above my
In the
name.
journal.
No, above your camera picture.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh!
That's interesting.
Oh! Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you seeing it?
Yeah, no, it says stealing. I just wanted to click on it, and now it says stealing.
Did you try to steal it? Yeah.
Apparently.
Well, when you hover above it, it just says steal a card.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, but I didn't check that. I just clicked it.
Definitely. I'm absolutely sharing this information.
Okay.
This is
So
information. I absolutely want to share this information. So, guys, apparently there is an entire level of the Undermountain that's just a proving ground for adventurers. And it has a big nasty death tyrant there. It sounds pretty spooky if you ask me.
Okay, Shaggy. The
That sounds like
sort of looking down at you. I'm assuming you're quite short for a kobold.
I'm
I mean,
I'm 3 foot
Yeah.
tall at the most.
So, you know, I'm sort of looking down. I'm like, well, a staging ground for a proving ground for adventurers. Sounds like we'll be right at home.
Yeah,
so
totally.
you should see in your journals there should be a subfolder called secret stack handouts.
Right, so now
You now have that.
I understand. I've picked up a collectible trading card.
Cool.
Okay. Is there anything else? That's what you're doing for a while, Snug. Amenadial, is there anything you would like to have been doing to maybe find some more information?
I think from what Amenadiel's likely to have done is try and shake someone down for information rather than be researching or, you know, someone that he's come across, whether it be, you know, a previous adventurer or someone that had been down there, a particular scholar, you know, he's not averse to getting the information he needs to meet an end.
What have you found, nerd? Show me what you found.
Show me what you
There
have.
is one person that everybody knows has been into the Undermountain.
He's 20 foot tall, 4 foot, 15 foot wide.
Why is the owner of the only
Whether you would like to try to shake down Dernan or just speak to him in general.
That sounds pretty stupid.
I think knowing that I need him, he's not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he would be terse and to the point, but he's more than happy to turn on his charms if he needs to.
Okay. So you approach Dernan and speak to him, and a lot of the time when people come to speak to him about his adventures, he is very taciturn. He is not willing to share. but once you sort of ask him for information or advice, he actually does give you some advice. Says,
Don't ask
well,
me
now,
for
if you're wanting to travel down into there, there's a couple of things that you should prepare for. First of all, make sure you've got your affairs in order.
Pretty standard.
Mm,
Second of
go
all,
on.
take your time. Even if a room looks empty, there's secret doors, there's hidden items. Just take your time. Be thorough. Third of all, I mean, it's changed a while since I went down there. The makeup of the place changes. You'll find some information, but it seems the reason most of it is contradictory is that the Mad Mage himself changes it. Speaking of the Mad Mage, if you or any of your companions have teleportation magic, anything like that, don't bother preparing it. It won't work. There's only one way in and out. And he points over to the portal. The well
Mm,
that leads in.
noted.
Hmm.
Best to avoid spoilers if it changes every time.
You get the impression that it's mainly the denizens that kind of change. It's a flowing ecosystem
Right.
that can adjust to various conflicts that take place down there, which you potentially could have a hand in.
Mm.
I think we're pretty fucked, guys.
So, with sort of that information, the first one having the affairs in order, I'm as part of my entourage, I have retainers, kind of people that follow me around, do kind of my affairs, if you like. I take sort of one look at them and sort of begin to say, update the will from last time. You know, tell Daddy I'll maybe seeing him soon.
Wholesome.
Tell my father I may be seeing him soon. Yeah.
Excellent. Zoldar, is there anything you would like to have done? Anything you would like to have tried to get maybe some more information?
Yeah, mostly his idea would also be to find like a subsequent temple of his deity, insert deity here,
Mm-hmm.
and just sort of drink and have fun with his fellow believers and just, I'm about to delve into this undermountain thing. What you know about it? I bet it'll be fun.
Yeah. I will say for yourself as well, make either investigation or an insight check. You again sort of hear many contradictory stories.
A 19 on insight.
Okay. A lot of it is contradictory, and you don't really pick out anything that has a ring of truth to you. Some of it sounds very much like it could, but then you'll hear something from somebody else and they'll be like, no, what actually is? And you just, it's a lot of information that you're not certain of, so you can't take it.
One bit of a fun thing. Is there anyone higher ranking within the order that says something in particular? Because according to my flaw, I put too much trust in those who wield power within my temples. I would believe them without question.
Yeah. So you have the high priest, which is a very stout, a female dwarf with sort of blonde hair, very old, like certainly a lot older than you. And she says, a place like that, you need to be on guard. Our deities' abilities to help you will be there as much as they can. But you get the impression that it's not the sort of thing that she herself has done an awful lot of research into.
But I still believe her without question, and he shall be very much on guard now.
Okay. Awesome. Anything else for you three? Just feel free to speak up if you have an idea of what you would have liked to have done. Anything you would like to have tried to do to gain information? Anyone else you would like to have sort of spoken to? You know that the Yawning Portal is sort of like a staging ground for other adventurers, whether they're heading into the Undermountain or not.
Can I check out to see if there's anyone who's heading down on the same day that we are?
Not heading down on the same day that you are. You do find out just from generally asking around, roughly about a 10-day before you guys, the day that you guys are heading down, roughly a 10-day before it, there was a group of 5 called the Fine Fellows of Daggerford, who have headed down, not yet returned, but it has been a 10-day.
Okay. So... Fine Fellows of Daggerford. Cool.
I don't think I've got anything else I need to do, really. Do we want to just go?
Okay.
Get
So-
killed?
if there's nobody else wants to do anything, nobody wants to listen to rumors or anything like that.
Well, he would probably spend the time at the Yawning Portal just drinking and having a merry time.
Yeah, and as
He
you,
wouldn't listen for anything in particular, but does he happen to overhear something?
yeah. So again, either an insight or an investigation check.
I would say
As you
insight since
say.
he isn't actively looking.
Yeah.
A 9.
Sit.
The stories are more boisterous and more over the top, and even in small groups, they seem to be like one-upping themselves and telling what seem to be tall and preposterous tales.
He
Then
is
again,
very looking forward to this adventure. Gonna prove himself and upstage everyone else, but he'll be on his fucking guard.
Okay, so the day finally arrives. You have made something of a stir for the clientele who, as you are in the center of the tap room, getting the last of your equipment together and making your preparations, you're off to one side, and an individual steps over to speak to you. You turn and you see a tall, slightly chubby individual wearing a very fine purple shirt, large brown walrus-like mustache. Says, hello. I do apologize. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I couldn't help but overhear that you fine gentlemen are heading down into the Undermountain. Is this true?
That's
This
very
is
much the case.
factual.
Yes, it's pretty true, yes.
My name is Volotharp Gedam. Perhaps you've heard of me.
Yeah, love me some Volo.
I have her. In fact, I have collected some of your books, sir.
Oh, wonderful. Spirits and my second book, Spirits and Spectres, is soon to be published. So keep an eye out for it. Can I buy you, fine gentleman, a drink?
It would be truly an honor to sit with such a fine scholar such as yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
never say no to a free drink.
He sits you all down, calls over to one of the barmaiders, who comes over with a tray of 4 beers. He sort of holds his tankard up and goes, "To your good health, cheers!" for a toast.
Glug, 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 glug.
You sort of clink.
This is a lot of liquid. I'm only small. I'm gonna get drunk so quickly.
They come in pints.
They come in pints?
He says,
I'll finish it for you, bro.
No, it's mine!
Tell me. What do you know of the land where Waterdeep now stands? What of the history of this place do you know?
What?
Well,
Well,
let's see.
how much our characters know
Many-
is different to how much the players know, surely. Yeah.
many
I know
eons
exactly as
ago,
much as him.
where Waterdeep now stands, there was once an elven kingdom by the name of Ilifan. In fact, their capital city, Aelinthadar, was exactly on the base of Mount Waterdeep, spreading out. When the elves left, quite suddenly and mysteriously, they razed what was left of their city to the ground. The story that I've heard is that there was an alabaster throne belonging to Siglaith Audark, the last coronel of Elefan, which disappeared from the capital city right before the city itself was, destroyed. Rumor has it, and he sort of looks over at Zoldam, is some of your people spirited the throne away before it could be destroyed with the city. Rumor has it, it could possibly be, to this day, within the Undermountain. Should you find it, well, I'm certain that the elves of the north would be most gracious and rewarding to find such information. Maybe that's something that you can just bear in mind as you take your time down.
How are we meant to carry a throne back up if we're
No.
barely
You
protecting
misunderstand. You misunderstand. Just information. If you find it and you return to the surface, let me know.
ourselves? This seems
I don't
ever,
Any
expect
information.
you to.
this seems ever
Carry
so
it.
suspicious.
Any
Well, that just
information
looks as
one
though-
holds
Are
over
you
their
implying
enemy.
I can't carry a throne.
Well, if you can manage to get it up, then, the more power to you. Friend dwarf.
And gamers.
I'm sorry, a strange, hooded, cloaked figure. You were saying something? You actually see him
Information.
shrink back a little bit as he looks towards you.
Information. Sort of hearing this voice from sort of this faceless orifice, if you like, where his face should be, is information is power. The elves, if we can use this information to gain the upper hand, then perhaps we shall. But it's just a chair.
Well, certainly, to some it's just a chair. But to the elves it has history, to the dwarves, who knows? And as you said, information can bring you an awful lot. He continues his drink, making a few more, comments towards you, Snug, talking about some of his books, telling you some tales of his adventures.
This guy's really cool, guys. I think you should, Hey, Mr. Volo, would you like to come with us on our adventure?
Oh no! Unfortunately, I believe you're heading down today, and I have a book signing tomorrow that I really
Oh, well,
really must get
if you
to.
need, we're very happy to wait for you to finish your book signing. There's many
It's
monsters for you to
it's
see
quite
if you
some
want them
distance
home.
away. No. I wouldn't dream. I mean, it would just be you would be bit players in a story of my adventure into the Underdark. I would not take that from people such as yourselves.
Oh, okay.
Such fine adventurers.
Suit yourself, then. We'll just take all the glory for ourselves, then.
You do that.
I'm going to write a book saying Snug's Tome of Treasures.
You see him pull out a notepad and write something down.
Do
in it
not
really quickly.
steal this idea, it is copyrighted by Hell.
No. I would never dream of such a thing. Anyway, I must be going now. Have fun. And he sort of gets up and leaves really quickly.
I shoot it now. That's why I've never made another book.
Cool. So. Zoldar, a few moments later, you feel sort of like a tap on your shoulder, and you turn to see an attractive, lightly tanned, sort of dark-skinned woman with curly red hair, very sort of like beautiful makeup. She says, friend dwarf, may I have a word with you in private?
Just nod, goes along.
Okay. And she sort of draws you off to one side to a table that's sort of deserted and sits down. Says, my name is Esvela Rosnar. From the House Rosnar. I couldn't help but overhear that you and your companions are mounting an expedition into the Undermountain. If you are down there and you happen to find... It's a little bit embarrassing. My brother, Crescendo, has he went down to Skullport, and we haven't seen him since. If you could, while you're down there, keep an eye out for him. He's 22 years old, dark skin, curly dark hair. He'd be wearing a platinum signet ring, which bears the family crest, and she sort of shows you one that she's wearing. You can see it has a white falcon on a field of blue. And she says, "It will be the match of this with an inscription of our family motto, fly high and stoop swift. If you find my brother, or can deliver proof of my whereabouts to me, the House of Rosnar will owe you a favor, and you can trust in House Rosnar."
Yeah, can you repeat the fly high and stoop?
Stoop swift.
Yeah, I think I got most of that written down.
Yeah, platinum signet ring with the Rosnar family crest, which is a diving white falcon on a field of blue with an inscription, fly high and stoop swift.
Diving white falcon field of play.
Boy.
That was the only part I missed. Swift and the bird and the blue.
Thank you. It
I
would
just
would
nods-
mean a lot to the
Nods
family.
and yeah, no problem. I understand. I will do my best.
Thank you. She lets you return to the others.
return and inform them that she wanted our help finding her brother, who went to Skullport.
It seems like so many people are seeking aid today.
I would be interested to know if they also asked the others that went before us. The jobs may already have been done
Yes,
by the time we find them.
it's certainly strange.
It is possible, but in the end, these aren't the main reasons we're heading down there.
No, I gotta go see my dad.
Yes, family matters.
Your
Yeah,
final preparations are.
I'm not
like,
all in it for the glories only, absolutely.
your final preparations are continuing when another individual approaches the group.
Jesus Christ!
You
Just
can
let us
see
go down
a
the cave.
dark-skinned woman, bald head, wearing very foreign attire is really the only way. It's not local. It's definitely designed for a warmer climate than what Waterdeep is used to. She approaches, says, "Hello. Could not help but overhear that you are heading into the Undermountain."
Yes, Henri, how can I help you?
My name is Ubeya Uday. I am here in Waterdeep on behalf of my benefactor to acquire articles and items of a magical persuasion. Well, of course, once I heard of the Undermountain, I knew that this could be a source. I have secured funds from many banks within Waterdeep, and I'm willing to pay handsomely for any magical items that you provide to me on your return. If this is a thing that you are interested in, the rate of pay is based on the rarity of each item. The rates, unfortunately, are non-negotiable, but I can assure you that you will not find a better deal anywhere within Waterdeep. Should you find any spell books in your time there that you are willing to part with, I am also able to pay handsomely for these as well.
Okay. Thanks for letting us know. Is there a place that we can meet you later when we have actually come back?
I am staying here within the Yawning Portal, so find me, present the items, and I will be able to provide you within a matter of hours the funds
Sweet.
for the exchange.
And there's no, you're not expecting us to tell you everything we find. We might want to keep some.
No, of course. Whatever you can spare.
Oh, sweet. You sound like a wonderful person. I like it.
What was her name again?
My name is Obeya Uday.
Who is your benefactor, Miss?
That would be Wakanda Otomo from Port Nunzaro. Perhaps you have heard of him?
Not at all. I have unfortunately not bought that book yet.
We are some ways from Cholt, of course. I am not surprised that you have not heard of him, but he is, as the kids say, a big deal.
Seems pretty hip.
Her name?
Both.
Obeya
Yeah,
Uday and
yeah.
Wakanda or something.
Uday and
I got that one right.
Uday.
and Hummel.
Okay.
Jeez.
Gotta love these Waterdeep names.
Yeah. They
Ah,
are
bloody Forgotten Realms names are.
just,
Yeah, that's
they're
right.
so ridiculous. Just call your characters Jeff Wizards. Come on.
That's my campaign.
A Wakanda.
It's
The
like fucking.
Steves.
Let's just call us Steve and John. Fantastic names. Completely usable.
Thank you.
I had it
I
written
look-
down as Wakanda, like the fucking MCU.
Wakanda forever.
I literally wrote it
I
as
was-
Wakanda, and I'm gonna keep it.
I think I
Same.
probably did say Wakanda.
I was
Because I
actually
had it
going
in
to
my
sort of
mind as
ask
well.
out of character if he's related to T'Challa.
She says, thank you. I look forward to doing business with you on your return.
If we actually ever get to leave.
Yeah, well, I don't think we're ever actually going at this rate.
Is there? I look behind Obeya just
It's
to
like
see
a
if there's a
queue.
queue forming.
Strangely enough, as soon as she's
For
left,
fuck's sake. Get these people.
another individual steps up to you. You can see a younger
Have you lost your
gentleman.
cat?
He's got sort of shoulder length hair. He's every inch the performer. You've seen him a few times performing within the Yawning Portal. Is a bard by the name of Three Strings. He approaches and says, well, I guess we'll get to the point. You guys are heading down into the Undermountain, I take it. Can you do me a favor? And he pulls out this small pouch and says, I need this pouch delivered to a half-elf named Kalal Kladani. She runs a tavern called the Flagon and Dragon in Skullport. She did a little help for one of my friends, and we kind of owe her for it. If you're able to do this for me, when you're in Skullport, you can take shelter at a place called Dalagor's Fortress. Just speak to the mage who runs it, called Felrax. Just tell him that Three Strings sent you once you've delivered the pouch, and you'll be able to sort of rest there, recuperate, whatever. If you're interested, and he sort of jangles the pouch.
He snacks it while heading to Skullport anyways.
Skullport, is it in the Undermine somewhere off in the nothingness? Is that where it is?
From the impression that you guys have got from the two people who've mentioned it, it does definitely seem to be somewhere within the Undermountain,
Okay.
or at least
I mean,
accessible.
Otherwise it would be a little bit where it's like saying, hey, I heard you're traveling to England. Could you give me this friend? He lives in Argentina.
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't there, they probably wouldn't have asked us.
Didn't realise there was a town in the Undermountain.
Well, it's a port. And also, quick question. Other than Skullport, can you please type in the names?
Okay,
Kalal
so the
Kaldrani or
half-elf
something.
was...
There's three
Kalal.
There's three strings. Kalal Kaldrani, Skullport, Dalagor's Fortress run by Felrax.
That does not
Flagon and Dragon.
Cal Al.
Yeah, Flagon and Dragon.
Flagon and Dragon.
Flugan and Drugan.
Like, look at all those words. You're just typing gibberish.
You're literally just slamming your fingers into the.
Ubaye Ude Wakanda Otomo Kalana Kalandara.
You sound like one of the characters of Star Wars trying to do one of those fake accents. And the thing is, that sounded exactly what May said.
Kalal Kadrani. Yeah.
Fucking
Dalagor's Fortress,
hell.
Felrax, and the Flagon and Dragon Tavern. He hands the pouch over to you, Zoldar. Says, "Thank you. It would help me and my associates greatly that this debt is repaid." And then he departs. And you finally seem to be alone.
Jesus
The last of your
Christ.
equipment is collected. You shock your backpacks on. Weapons to your side, Broom over your shoulder, Oxalot at your side.
I love that.
He's so cute. Look how cute he is. He's so cute.
Yeah,
He's as big as me, by the way.
brilliant.
You cannot ride him. Yes.
I don't need to. I have a broom. We fly together.
You head to the center, to the winch, pay Dernan your 1 gold each, and the flashback ends. In fact, just before it does, as Snug as you're heading down, you can hear the sounds of what sounds like people discussing bets.
Oh,
And one of the things that you hear is somebody say, "Ha! They'll be back within a 10-day, without the cleric, the paladin, or the ranger." Someone else just goes, "What, just the beast?" Yeah.
Can I look to make some money from that bet?
So,
it's awful.
you find yourselves now at the base of the tunnel.
At the buttery biscuit base. The buttery biscuit base.
Buttery biscuit base.
The buttery biscuit base.
Anger.
So,
Oh, we'll have to educate you at some point. Sorry.
Not today.
you find yourselves in a dark 40-foot square room. The floor is covered with a thin layer of sand. Glancing around, you can see approximately 60 or so dented and rusty shields adorning the walls, all of which seem to be daubed in graffiti of all manner. There is, to the south of you, relative south. I'll be doing south, cardinal directions, and then left, right, relative. One of the things Dernan would have said to you is, because I forgot to do this, I had made a note, make sure somebody is keeping track of which way you go. Because when you come back, you'll have to make decisions based on which way you're going.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I mean that's pretty easy. We just always go left.
Always go left. There is a 20-foot wide tunnel to the south. The ceiling itself is also 20 foot, but arched, and then it disappears off to the east, to the west. So as you're looking south, it would be the right.
My brain's
Nah, I'm lost already. I'll be honest with you.
My brain really
Foot road,
struggles with this.
there
I'm
is
opening
a-
paint.
There is a tunnel running to the south, which turns to the west
Okay, so that one.
and out of sight after about 60 or so feet. What would you guys like to do?
So can you tell us the entire thing again? Whilst I now have a paint.
There's a room.
Yeah, there's a 40-foot square room. There is a tunnel to the south, about 20
That
feet
just
wide,
goes right. That's the only way we can go.
and then it goes right.
Sweet. Okay.
That's all you can see.
This one's pretty easy, guys. I think I know where we have to go. Can I look for traps?
Okay. Sure. Make a perception check with disadvantage
Why with disadvantage?
because it is pitch black.
It's pitch black,
Yeah, there is no light.
so I can't dark vision.
So dark vision
It
gives
doesn't-
you
no, it doesn't
dim
work.
light,
Yeah.
which is lightly obscured, which means
Okay.
perception check and investigation checks that use your eyes have disadvantage.
I look at Amenadiel and I just say, "Hey, could you put on a little bit of light? So, because I know you can do it because we've been an adventure for so long. So, could you cast light for me, friend, so I can see a little bit better before I." Thank you very kindly, friend. So now that we've got the light cantrip, can I roll with it?
Okay. What are you
Guidance in.
lighting it on, and what does it look like?
So
And
the-
how does it look you casting this?
the light is kind of an oxymoron of light. This sort of dark sphere just sort of appears above Snug's head, but it radiates light. But it seems like it's almost the absence of light in itself, despite enabling people to see.
Okay. And
then I got
Zoldar, you're
guidance.
casting guidance as well. Okay. So, as this room lights up, casting your light out to 40 feet.
Yes.
Where are you looking for traps?
So I'll be floating on my little good old broomstick. Assume that I'm always floating on my broomstick unless I say I walk. And I'm going to basically look on the floors, the walls, the ceilings for anywhere that might have like a pressure plate or a hole that might hurt us, that sort of thing.
Maybe
Okay.
we bring a 20-foot pole.
I no.
Where are you looking first?
Floor
Floor. Okay. Make a perception check.
with guidance. So that is a 27.
27. So, looking through the floor, there is a thin layer of sand, as I said before. As you sort of start searching through it, you find a number of items, seemingly dropped or discarded. You find 2 iron spikes, an empty water skin, a tinder box, what looks to be a pair of trousers for an adult human male. You also find a very tiny music box,
Okay.
just sort of slightly
Do we
discarded.
feel that this is just stuff that people have thrown down the well?
Thrown down, dropped, discarded.
Yeah.
Potentially.
That's just a bunch of crap. Oh, that's awfully the same. Sorry. Okay, so there's no traps.
Not
You didn't say
on the
that.
floor.
That's on the
It's,
floor. Okay, so now I'm going to check the walls.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
which wall are you checking?
Oh no, don't make me roll for every
This
fucking
is yeah.
surface.
The whole point is this
Make
takes
do the
a lot of
floors.
time.
Make. Are you physically going up to them, or are you looking from a distance?
I
So
am
it's going to be
looking-
investigation or perception, dependent on.
Well, they're both the same, so fuck it, we'll do investigation this time.
Okay.
Am I being guided
Plus
again
8.
or no?
Yes.
Yeah, expertise is pretty
Yeah,
gross.
broken.
21 plus 4, 24. Like
Okay.
I knew that we would need a trapper for this, so I tried to make a really solid one. So I've got,
Okay.
because of both rogue and the ranger archetype, I got to have
Okay.
4 points of expertise.
As you're sort of slowly sort of taking your way around, sort of moving, checking past all of these shields, dented shields are up on the wall. As you're looking through on the north wall, you see what is appears to be this slight outline of what appears to be a door. Right, in the wall, made out of the same brickwork, completely,
Okay.
seemingly unnoticeable without a decent enough investigation just to even find it.
So I'm going to point this out to my
You
party.
do also notice that there is what appears to be about 5 foot high on this door is about a 1-inch diameter hole that is bored ever so slightly through.
Okay. A 1-inch diameter. Okay.
And what wall is this in, please?
This is on the north wall.
Okay. I should have started my map in the at the middle of my page.
Okay, this is why I have paint. So there's a door with a hole in it. Is the hole in the door or above the door? Sorry.
It's about 5 feet up into the door, and the door itself.
So it's like where the
Is,
keyhole would be, or a little bit higher. a little
it
bit
seems to
higher.
go all the way through.
All the way through. Okay. Can I like try and pick the door hole?
I'm gonna look through
I'll
it.
say
but
make another investigation check. That was just a find.
Does anyone else have any ideas before I do so, or is everyone okay with me?
Just maybe look through it beforehand.
Oh,
if
yeah,
it goes
yeah.
all the way through.
Oh yeah, actually yeah. Oh, I've rolled the 22 now, so fuck it. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you take some time, sort of looking, there are, to the best of your knowledge, this is a perfectly sealed door.
Oops. Sorry.
Sealed so well that like not even gas could pass through it. There are no visible hinges, no handle, no lock. To the best of your ability, this door opens from one side only,
To
and
the
it's not this
inside.
side.
Okay,
So
this looks like an
This
exit
is a boss door.
or an exit room.
This is an end of level door to bring us back here.
Yeah. So this is the exit. Okay.
I put up my own map. Exactly which wall was this?
North wall.
North wall.
It's on the north wall, yes.
Okay. So that's something we.
So just
note-
from what Amenadiel will be looking at is all of the insignias on all of the shields on the walls. See if there's anything that's recognized, any repeating pattern, or any from his knight background. Obviously, insignias and things would mean something to him.
Yeah.
if
Glancing
they're just
around,
Vagabonds. Or...
a lot of the insignias are covered by this graffiti. It just seems to be weird shapes, strange pictures, tags.
people. So these are potentially people that have failed, and okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna take from that anyway.
Corpses.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to try and sort of like clear some of the graffiti off to see if you can find one.
Anyone have prestidigitate?
No, I'm.
I would have if I was for artificer.
I am very no magic. No,
Yeah.
I do have cure wounds,
So-
bury hands, mark, and speak with others.
Yeah, I'll take some time just to sort of see if I can brush the heaviest of it off.
Yeah. As you sort of reach out and brush, the
Do that.
shield actually seems to crumble under your touch, and turn and just crumble down onto the ground. And in the space behind the wall, on the wall, appears to be the start of some letter written in.
And I turn to Snug and I'm like,
paint.
you see what I just did to that shield?
That's pretty cool. See, this is why we're friends. 'Cause
So
Looks
with
to be smeared in some sort of dark red paint or something.
dude, you're so
with that-
badass.
I just want to touch another one just to see if it does the
Yeah,
same.
breaks out and
Yeah.
it's a continuation of writing. What languages do you speak?
A lot.
That
many.
Common, Celestial, Abyssal.
Zolda?
Common, Dwarvish, Gnomish, Halfling.
Okay. Snug, you recognize the shape of the letters to be in Elvish,
Okay.
but it's only part of a word at the moment.
What's the word?
So,
What's the part?
Kind of with that, can I just, slam my fist into the wall in the hope that, the rest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you,
it's not
you slam your fist, your gauntleted fist, and you actually feel like shockwaves, and the rest of them, which was so tenuously held together, just crumple down.
Is this your character's word version of speak, friend, and enter, which is just speak, smite, and enter?
And Snug, as you sort of looking around, you can see in Elvish, in this weird dark red material, it says, beyond the pillar forest, the mad mage waits, casting spells behind magic gates.
Beyond the pillar forest, the mad mage waits, casting spells beyond its pillared gates.
Beyond magic gates.
Beyond magic gates.
Well, there goes my guess. I thought it would say bird because bird is the word.
Is that that's not a riddle? That feels more like a warning, right?
That's-
So magic gates is like a doorway. So we've got to get through something. That's what that feels like.
Okay.
And
So-
the mad mage is going to cast spells at us where we can't touch him.
Yeah. I don't think my
So,
dad likes this graffiti.
Well, that's why he put shields up to cover it, perhaps.
Perhaps that makes sense.
So,
Do we want to go? Do we
is there anything else of note in this room? other than the dusty shields that are now dust, and the entrance or the exit.
Glancing around, that's the only things that you.
Yeah, I tried to make sure I hadn't
immediately.
missed anything
Yeah.
from what you'd already said. Well, we've been here long enough. Should we actually start our adventure?
I think so. Well, maybe we should see if we can find a fight. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So I pull my sword out, sword and board, kind of ready, checking the resonance of my sword to see if it does start to begin that sort of glow, that sort of orange, not fire. It's the wrong sort of orange for that, but just this shimmer across, which I'm accustomed to if, there is any danger lurking.
And that gives you advantage on initiative and wakes you if you're asleep when combat begins. Is what
It stops me being surprised, yeah.
Yeah, and you can't be
Fucking
surprised.
awesome.
Yeah,
That
it
is-
doesn't.
It also, if I remember correctly, we can't be surprised either
As long as
As
you're
long
within
as you're
30
within
feet.
30
yeah.
feet, yeah.
Which we will always be. Do we get the advantage on? No, it's just you have advantage on division.
Just me.
But that's still fucking so good. That is
Yeah.
so good. MVP.
I'm hoping so.
Okay. So, do you want me to be like the scout because I'm stealthy and I can just float along not making any noise? Or...
You're also the one that I want people to stay away from.
This is true. This is very true.
They should be hitting me. If we hit anything, stay close to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
And-
Saldor is also like more frontliner.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't know if we are a
so
stealthy team.
what is the marching order? The tunnels so far, as you've not seen much, but they seem to be about 10 feet wide and 10 feet high.
So I think Zoldar and Amenadiel take the front, followed by Snug and Quasit.
Desmond.
Whatever his name is.
Desmond.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
What's that?
That's fine.
So sort of like
I was going to say, I'd like to be able to see your names and your tokens, but that's an admin thing. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I
So
can do
yeah,
that.
I just think
What
me,
you can do,
but-
you could make it so that we can see each other's and touch each other's tokens, and then it will show each other's lives and
well, I wouldn't
Yeah,
want to see
I'll
live,
sort
just
that
some
for-
names.
I'll sort
Yeah,
that for
it's
later.
fine.
that's fine.
As we've
Okay.
got to be a bit more strategic in this one.
Yeah.
If they're only 10 foot wide, we'd have to be next to each other, anyway.
Okay.
Going
So
that
you
way.
guys are heading off towards the south.
Yeah.
Are you
Correct.
are you moving normally, or are you going to be
Do we want to
I'm-
try
an
for
attempt at
stealth?
stealth?
I'm not stealthing, purely because
Saldor,
I
won't be... Go ahead.
was gonna say purely I just make too much noise. I sound like I'm wearing spurs when I walk. It's that slow, purposeful. I don't want people to not know I'm there, but I'm not necessarily hiding my approach.
Can I stealth with the intention that if my teammates are found, I'm not initially spotted?
You can certainly try,
Okay, cool. So I'm
but there's not an awful lot of place to hide in tunnel. in
can
these
I
tunnels.
hide? Because
So I'd say
I'm a small
um,
creature. Can I hide behind my friends?
only
So-
if you're a Lightfoot halfling.
Oh, sad.
It's not a
I
problem.
dismiss the light above Snug,
Mhm.
and put it resonating from my shield.
Okay, that's the shield. Cool. So you begin slowly to make your way down the tunnel that leads to the south. After about 50 or so feet, it branches off to the west, which is relative right to you guys. Continues on for a little bit further. You can see now that the stonework here is all very uniformly smooth worked stone, with occasional patches of rough hewn stone. Most of the ceilings are arched, but don't seem to be sort of load bearing. You get the impression that despite the very straight lines and right angles, it's almost dug into whatever this is, rather than having been something that's been built.
So
It's
it feels like
dug in
we're
straight
using
lines.
feels like we're using someone's mineshaft. So another adventurer's mineshaft that they've made in this hole. Almost feels like.
I wouldn't say another adventurers. I would say that it's part of the makeup of the dungeon
Right.
itself.
Basically, you can't just knock a wall down and there'll be something on the other side. It's
Yeah.
likely to just be earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the little that you've heard of Hallister, he bored all of these levels into the earth. What manner he used, you don't know. But,
Okay.
Presumably magical ones.
you continue on until you can see what is a 20-foot wide room that you enter out into. It's about. I'm just going to do this real quick. Right at the end of you guys' dark vision, about 60 or 70 feet, it seems to descend down a set of stairs and then continue on out of your view. On inside of this hallway, this hall that you can see, on each 10-foot section of the north and south walls, which is like left and right relative to you, are a series of 9-foot high, 4-foot wide, and 3 feet deep rectangular shaped recesses into the wall, each of which seems to have a bas relief of different horrendous looking creatures.
What do you mean by a bar relief? Sorry.
The
Sticking out.
the sticking out statue things, so it's like
Yeah.
just like a slight a bevel shape. I'm trying to.
Carved into the wall, but the statue is part of the.
So
Yeah,
we're
walls,
seeing
I
we're
feel
seeing
like.
carved statues of about 9-foot tall statues of just random monsters. Is that what I'm hearing?
Maybe not random, but we'll come to that in a second.
For now, it looks like they're just
Yeah.
random
In the
statues.
sort of towards the middle of this hallway, is what appears to be a skeletal shape lying on the ground.
Skeleton.
So as you guys are sort of
Can
stood
I
at
make a
the
perception
one
check to try and discern what type of skeletal shape is it?
Do you want to get like a little closer or from?
Nope.
Okay, make a perception check for me.
I guidance him.
This is so good. So 15
15.
plus D4, so 18.
18. That's wonderful. Oh, I just kicked over there. My
Skeleton.
foot's gone to sleep.
That's not ideal. Wake it up.
Okay, so based on the relative height to it, and what appears to be the long, almost beak-like shape to the skull, you can tell that this is the skeletal remains of a kenku. It seems to be, from that roll, presented very lying very stiff. One arm is ever so slightly away from the body, almost like a diagonal angle.
Which way diagonally? Towards the
Sort of
statues, or-
towards the south right wall, towards one of the seemingly towards that direction.
Which statues it
I mean-
towards?
I mean, yeah.
So as you're sort of looking at the, you'd have to move a little bit closer because it's like the far end of the.
Can I?
I'm alright to
Yeah.
head in first.
Please, I'm spooked
Yeah.
already. I'm spooked
So
already.
I'm gonna sort of move up, shield drawn, kind of towards this Kenku on the floor, looking, while Snug was doing his perception-y bit, and then pointing over to whatever he can see.
Yeah, and you're looking at these bas reliefs, and they are very horrific looking creatures. You really are the stuff of nightmares. And as sort of Snug is pointing out this, you look down at like the arm of this Kenku, and you can see that some of the fingers are curled back, and just the index finger remaining. And as you sort of follow the trail, you sort of look at the section, the bas relief that it is. You can see what looks to be this strange bipedal, gross, fat, ugly, pig-like creature with wings. I'll say for you, make a religion check. Amenadiel.
Oh, I know what that is. I can't wait for you to pronounce it.
Can anybody help me?
With religion, nope.
I mean, if it's, I'm pretty good at religion.
That's what I'm saying.
You can
So
either
do
go-
I have to be the one to roll it, or can I?
Yeah, you're
deputize-
the one that's
Am I
sort
the
of
one that
looking
knows
at
it?
this.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So with advantage, because perhaps Zoldar is helping.
Yeah, because
Okay.
the others have sort of come up and joined you, and you're all sort of looking eventually.
Good start. Even better start.
That's great.
Considering I'm a fucking fallen angel. I mean,
yeah,
come on.
there's something familiar about it, but you're not having.
When you fell, you landed on your head, unfortunately.
Yeah. If anybody else would like to, I'll say.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no-
it's kind of like in Soldar's bar park to have a look at these things.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
studied
go ahead.
religion.
Mm-hmm.
A 24.
24. Yeah, you recognize this to be a representation of a demonic entity known as a Nalfeshni.
Yeah.
And as you're looking around, you realize that all of these are different representations of different demonic entities.
Demons or
So-
devils?
Demons.
Demons, okay.
Yeah. So on the north wall, sort of from the direction that you're heading, from east to west, is an image of a Baelor, a Balgara, a Kazme, a Dretch, a Glabresru, a Garistru, and a Hezro. And on the southern wall, which is the one that you're sort of looking towards, from west to east, so from the far end back the way you've come, is a Maralith, the Nalfeshni, a Quasit, a Shadow Demon of Rock, and a Yoklol. And each of these have their own individual bar reliefs in these little rectangular shapes.
I don't know if I should be proud or ashamed that I can picture the image of each of these demons.
Glad you can.
Yeah. So what I'll do is
if you
so
can copy
Balor,
and paste the list, that would be hot.
Well, every demon from the GM's guide.
Oh, man.
essentially. Yeah.
We do not want to touch a Balor or a Hezeru.
So-
Those sound like no buenos.
Other than these bay reliefs and the skeleton in the middle, is there an exit from this room?
Yeah, there is. As you're a little bit further now, you can see that at the end of this 20-foot hallway is
There's the stairs, right?
is a set of stairways that goes down 20 feet. And now that you're a little bit closer, you can see that this does open up into a larger chamber, from which you can see a series of pillars holding up the higher ceiling. From the shape of it, it looks like it's an almost like coffin shaped, as in like it sort of expands
Goes out
out,
and then
comes
back
in,
in.
and then across. Yeah.
Can I before we head on forward? Can we science something? So I'm gonna point at the Dretch statue, and say, it might be worth just seeing what happens if we poke it. And I'm gonna
The Dretch.
The Dretch. I'm not gonna poke it. I'm gonna leave.
I mean,
and then suggest
why the Dretch? Why not the Quasit?
because they're both equally they're both equally shit. So like the Quasit can turn in a monster, so I'd rather choose the Dretch, which is basically like a fat slob of a nonsense monster.
What were the last three? There was only 6 statues in this copy-paste thing.
Oh, I only
Yeah,
did
you've done the south
top
side,
wall.
not the north side.
Fine.
I will. I thought I'd got it all, but I will.
It's cool.
So the top.
So I'll walk over to the Dretch, and investigate it with the end of my sword. Just
Okay. So are you
just-
making an actual investigation, or are you just touching it?
I'm going to be investigating, but you know, it's the first thing I've done is put my sword against it to make sure it is stone.
Okay. You press your sword
then-
against it, and it is solid stone. It doesn't seem to
Okay.
react.
Well,
to
that's,
what you're weapon in any way.
Reassuring. So I'll then take a bit more of a closer look, if you will.
So remind me, you're looking at the Dretch, not
The
the
Dretch.
one that the.
Not the one it's pointing at. I want to.
Okay, I'm just double checking that you're not saying the wrong thing.
Basically, I'm
No, we're
sciencing.
checking the weaker one just in case.
Yeah, we're seeing if when we poke it, it comes alive. In case we have to do that with the other one, so that we
So
can. we
you
can
you
practice.
press it with your sword. It seems to be solid. It doesn't seem to move.
Yeah.
If you'd like to make like a further investigation, make an investigation check.
Now that this isn't alive, does someone else want to do the investigation check?
I'll fly down. Are you proficient in investigation?
I have a -1
Okay, yeah. I'll just
in my investigations.
I have a
Zolda,
2.
Zolda, would you mind doing your favorite spell for me, please?
I'll
Yes.
just take up a defensive stance just in case we awaken.
16.
I also take a
16.
defensive stance, but I bump snob on the bench.
You spend a few moments. To the best of your knowledge, it appears to be a small statue, bas relief built into the stonework. You don't find anything out of the ordinary
Okay.
to it. It just appears to be somebody has made this,
With that in mind,
has carved this.
can I do the same with the Nelfishnay, please? So I would like to investigate the Nelfishnay now that I feel safe.
Okay.
Safer with the concept that it's not just gonna just spring out at me and go, "Hi, would you like some drugs?" I would.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an investigation check on that. I will say, roll that with advantage
Sweet.
because you strongly suspect. I would imagine, based on the
Based on
The trail that we followed,
yeah.
that there is something there, yeah.
Hey, Zolda. How you doing, bud?
Man, keep up.
I think there was 16 plus 4, so 20.
Yeah, there you go.
20.
30. Oh, I only rolled a
Okay.
natural 8. I'm rolling so low, guys.
So, as you are spending a few moments looking at this horrific pig-like demonic entity, you notice that the outside of the sort of like inset part has the same very fine gap as the door that you saw before. You realize that this is
Another door.
seemingly another door.
But is this one the same where it's opening from the other side, or is the one opening from this side?
You'd have to make another investigation check to figure that out.
This I shall. Oh fuck! I'm
Yeah.
gonna.
It's easy enough on that one. You're not searching for the really very hidden secret doors. You're aware. This one you can make out the hinges, and it does seem it's not locked. It does seem to be able to be opened from your side,
Okay.
just with a simple seeming push.
You say
it-
you say that like it's a good thing, but it's really not.
Is this where we need to get a skeleton key from the skeleton and just use his finger to pick
That
a
would
lock?
be so cool. I don't.
No,
right.
it's
I
not locked.
Don't want to
Yeah,
fight a Nelfishnay. That's really mean.
I mean, there's that way down the stairs into the crypt room,
Boy.
or
What do you
we
guys? What do you guys want to do? Like we might
we've
be
spent
able to-
enough time in this room to have found it. Let's at least see where it goes.
Okay. After you.
Okay, so you push open the door and it swings quite easily. There's a little bit of a sound as like the seal of it is sort of released, and you can see on the inside is what appears to be a 10-foot by 10-foot cubby with a 5-foot tunnel carved, rough shaped, rough hewn, carved, continuing on south. It fucking reeks as well. It's the first thing that you notice.
Smells like
But it's-
home.
Fucking reeks.
Okay.
It's about 5 foot by 5 foot, this tunnel.
So
Carving off
if we
the
were to
south.
go down it, I'd be crawling.
You can duck under to
Yeah.
the room. Like 5 foot by 5 foot, as in the 5 foot square.
Yeah. Okay.
So of like the game
Okay.
mechanic.
Okay.
So there's a little
Single
bit
file.
more headroom for you to.
Do you,
Not much. Not much space for. It's single file basically.
It's single file, yeah.
Yeah.
do we want to risk it? Do we just keep going for a little bit and see what happens?
Let's go this way.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Smells like
so,
death.
So who's going first?
Me.
What's the order? Is it you,
Me,
Zoldar,
Snug and Desmond, and then Zoldar would be
So-
my suggestion.
Is
Yeah,
it?
so he,
Oh,
like,
so I'm in the
takes up the
center.
rear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it. I like
The tunnel sort of seemingly arcs back to the southeast as it travels on for about another 60 or so feet before it deposits you into a long, very dark, empty room. What you can see is on the east side where you've just come out is on the floor is a very thin layer of water which seems to go all the way across to the far end of the room, which is about 60 feet in length. From your position you can see on the north wall, sort of back towards you, towards the other side, is what looks to be the very faintest dim purple glow. Very, very faint.
it.
And on the east wall,
On the east wall, so as you're sort of looking to the left as you've popped out on the east wall, it just goes about another 10 feet.
I thought we popped out on the west wall.
You know you've popped out on the east wall of this.
Balls! I've got the room on the wrong side. Okay.
Yeah, same. I just need to fix that real quick.
You can see on the as you look, and you can see on the west wall, at the far southwest, is a small little alcove. But where this light comes from is seemingly on the north west, relative to where you are.
Right, and there's just this body of water.
And it fucking stinks in here.
Can I visually just look around for traps?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Guidance.
Are you moving a little way into the room, or are you just sort of sticking?
I'll just fly slightly above the water to see what I can see.
Okay. Make your perception check.
14.
Oh, I hadn't had that come through yet.
Um,
Oh, with the guidance.
With
Okay.
the guidance, yeah.
Glancing around, there doesn't seem to be any immediately obvious traps as you've sort of crested in a little bit, and you can see now what is the source of this faint purple glow appears to be a statue. You can see about half of the torso up of this statue. From the looks of it, it has the head turned around. It appears to be missing an arm. It's giving off this faint purple glow, and it's in like a little cubby in the north wall.
I look at my allies and I say, "Well, do you want me to go over there and see what it is, or do you think it's not safe to do so?" Well, it's definitely not safe to do so, but do you think I should?
Where is that god awful smell coming from?
That's a good
God's
question.
awful smell.
That's a good question.
It's pretty obvious once you're in here, and feeling it sort of lapping against the bottom of your boots. This water
Sewage water.
is sewage.
Yeah.
And you can see as you're looking sort of off to the west, the wall seems to be dripping ever so slightly with
Blech.
it coming down.
Gross.
So I'm gonna take a step into the room,
Okay.
being the one that's immune to disease.
You take a step
Um,
into the room, and the first thing that you realize is the floor of this room
It's long.
is slanted towards the west.
No.
So you get the impression, once you're looking around, that this statue, which seemed to be the upper torso off the floor, is actually a full statue, half underwater.
Okay. Be careful. You might slip and slide. I'm gonna pass over my climbing gear, which is in the bag of holding.
It's not enough. It's not much enough of a angle that it's going to affect you, but it's enough that from the east to west, it's deep enough to be about 3 feet deep midway.
Okay.
I can give you the climbing.
But
gear
looking at
anyway,
it,
just to
like
be
the
safe
ceiling
and
is
sorry.
the same level. It's just the floor.
So it gets deeper, almost. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go and check the statue, or do you want to go diving? Do you have any other ideas? Like,
I can just walk up to the statue just in 3 foot of water, right?
Yeah.
you could do
Yeah.
that
Of course.
if you want to go in the water.
I mean, cover me,
Yeah, of
but
course.
it's a statue.
Absolutely.
Let's. So I'm gonna take. In fact, come with me.
Sure, I'm gonna.
You can hover.
How tall?
I'll wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at the maximum height and just float directly
Okay,
above
yeah,
him like a drone.
The ceiling is about 40 feet high here.
What's Zoldar doing whilst we're doing this? Like,
Yeah, Zelda.
Guiding her.
He's in place to guide people.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't have any spells that can assist.
we make the
anything.
joke, but that's definitely the most useful member of our party.
Yeah.
By far. Like we joke.
Yeah,
he's
I
just gonna
mean, like
cast
you,
guidance,
you might not have found this door. You wouldn't have found this door without guidance.
And
MVP
also, like,
Zelda.
he's not maybe super useful right now outside of guidance, but he is a war cleric, so he's more combat focused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Makes
So
sense.
once
That's
we
all
get into
good.
combat, he's going to be a bit more useful.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's just wanted to make sure that you're involved more than anything because I
Yeah.
feel like I talk a lot.
And I always talk
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot.
just in going over the spells,
Ah.
which I don't
Oh.
have prepared. So,
So long,
anyways,
so long
like,
as you're happy, Ace, because I don't want to feel
Yeah.
like me and Gamer are loud.
no,
The,
you can go ahead and talk as much as you fucking want. I am barely able to keep up with this, like,
So,
room descriptions and stuff.
Okay.
Snug,
Yeah.
what do you see when you're looking at this
Snug.
statue other than the obvious that
Can
it is
I-
a statue
can I
with its
see-
head on the wrong way?
Now that we're closer, so like what,
Mhm.
like 10, 15 feet away from it, Can I try and discern what race the statue is?
What's the statue
What
of?
is it?
It appears to be a humanoid. You can see it has weird webbing, almost
Webbing.
fin-like webbing under the armpits, and on the one hand that's left, there's like fin-like webbing between the fingers,
Is this like?
but the head is turned.
Is this like Sahuagin webbing, or is this like?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
Nice.
mean, without even seeing the head, I think you get a pretty good impression that that's probably what this is a statue of.
This is a fisherman. Okay. Can I see any form of like jewelry, gear, anything that we could loot off this statue?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. I'm concerned that this person has been turned to stone rather than as a statue. Oh fuck.
No.
A natural one.
As you
Got a
float a
9.
little bit closer to look at it, looking at it, just seems to be a it just appears to be a statue. You don't notice any interesting items or anything immediately available. I would like you to make an intelligence saving throw for me then, please.
Oh, yay. That's always fun.
Oh.
Five.
Jesus.
As you come closer, you feel this pain in your brain. You take 10 points of psychic damage.
Okay, guys, I'm not gonna stay here too much longer. It really hurt my head. Ow. Jesus. Good lords, that was,
What happened? Like, when you got closer to it, you got hurt?
I think so.
He's about the same distance that you are, Menadriel. He's not seeming to have got much closer.
I'm gonna float a little bit further back.
Okay.
Just a little bit spooked.
Mhm.
Can I look around for any source that may have caused my pain?
Sure, make a perception check.
Oh, jeez. What
Natural
is
one.
going on?
As you're looking around,
Oh, Jesus, my rolls are so bad. My
there's
plus is good.
nothing. No movement or anything. Nothing seems to have triggered. Menadriel, I'd like you to make an intelligence saving throw for me, please.
Balls.
I just want to put it out there, right, that even though my pluses have been good, I've rolled a 5, 8, 5, 3, 1, 3,
as
18
the-
with a -1.
Yeah,
Fuck
as
my
you're
life.
sort of standing there waiting, you feel a shock in your head as well, and you take 5 points of psychic
Oh,
damage.
half damage. Right, let's get out of the water. Let's get out of the water. It doesn't feel very safe.
So, having the fact that it's just
make
attacked
make
me.
a perception check a minute.
Perception. Pachow. 16.
For a split second, as you're sort of blinking back the spots in your eyes, you swear some of the water in the alcove behind the statue seemed to shift. Ever so slightly.
The water behind the statue.
Just
I thought
a
that
small section, not the whole section of the alcove that this statue is in, but just like you saw like a tiniest bit of movement. So this statue is in an alcove in the north wall. That's why you could only barely see the light. It's about 10 feet deep, this alcove, but only 5 of it is like available space on either side of the statue, because it's quite a large statue.
I have no idea what that means. So I think the fact that Amenadiel just got attacked in his eyes, something, despite the resistance, I got attacked. I'm gonna move close to the statue and just try and turn the head.
Okay, you take a step forward,
You die.
grab the head, and it actually does move quite easily. It seems like the head was on a screw. You can see It's definitely like a fish type head. Glancing at it, you can see that the where the eyes are and the mouth is hollow, little holes, and you can glance inside to see that it seems to be that the head is hollow.
That's a very bright fella.
I have no idea what to do with that.
I've met a few. I've met a few
I'm gonna
people in my
insert my fingers and use its head as a bowling ball to attack the next bugger that comes and attacks me.
And you put your head in. The head doesn't come off at the moment.
So, Snug, Zoldar, I saw something ever so slightly move down there.
I have my crossbow.
Don't know what it was. Could have just been me having an aneurysm. But I definitely saw something down there. The purple glow emanating from this chest. Can I look to remove it?
I mean, the whole statue is glowing.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. The whole statue's glowing. Okay, fine. Sorry, misheard you.
So-
Any suggestions? Anybody?
I honestly don't feel safe. We're being attacked by something psychically. I would love to identify it, but I rolled 2 natural ones on my sight rolls.
Amenadriel, will you make an intelligence saving throw for me, please?
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
this is bad. We need to get out of here. This is already really
16 again.
16.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, you take 4 points of psychic damage as you see another
4?
blare of something, and there's definitely something moving in the water behind this.
Attack it! Attack it!
Can I get to it?
Yeah, I mean it's only about this. The movement is only about 10 feet from you.
And my sword isn't glowing any different variety of anything. I'm just gonna kind of. I'm clearly not imagining the scene very well, so I'm just gonna
That's
go
why
to
I'm giving you
where.
the perception checks because of the sword to look to see if you could see.
Okay.
See the danger.
So I'll move to the last place that I had an aneurysm enough to see something perhaps there.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and make another perception check for me.
And I boop him.
Watch out!
I think Zoldar said that he'd stepped up to poop you.
Boop him. You poop him. Perfect for the sewer.
12.
12. There is definitely something in the water that is so well camouflaged that when it's not moving ever so slightly, it's almost invisible. There is definitely something there.
Just swing at the water. See
As
what
you
happens.
do step close to it, you see movement like a slopping grey pseudopod comes slashing out towards you from where the shape is. Does an 11 hit?
No.
No.
What the fuck's a pseudopod?
It's
fuck's
like
sake.
like a tendril of
Okay.
gooey
So like a-
type.
I'm having to look things up.
It's like an ooze swinging forward. And
Yeah.
Okay.
It's slap you with the shield at with the sword like guiding you. You see it coming. Get the shield up, slapped away. There's definitely something there. That was your action to move close to it and make a perception. That was its turn. Snug.
Can I shoot this creature that's attacking?
Okay, make an attack roll with disadvantage because it is effectively invisible while it's underwater.
So crossbow. I'm not gonna sharpshooter. Wait, actually no. No, I'm not going to. I'm just gonna normal. Well, if it's an ooze. No, I'm gonna sharpshooter it. So 8 or 19. Does an 8 hit?
An 8 hits.
I thought it might.
You release the crossbow into this thing. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's not Hachao, Hachok, and Humph and Cool. It's just 20 points of damage.
It's 20.
It's just 20. It's just 20.
Okay, so you smack into this thing, see the bolt hit something, and then sink out of sight under the water.
There's definitely something there, guys.
Anything else for you?
I'm gonna just keep my pet within 5 feet of me, and then just that'll do. That'll do donkey.
Okay.
That'll do pig.
Zoldar.
Just readies his warhammer, approach the spot where it was seen. So like holds an action to smack it if it pops up.
Okay, no worries. That brings us to Amenadiel.
Yes. So I sword drawn. Can I see it at all? It's just gone back into the water and I can't.
Nope, can't see it.
You can still swing at invisible things, like I just did.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just.
Oh shit! I should have had a straight roll because of pack tactics, because Amanagil's next to it.
You still hit.
Yeah, it's fine. Just for future reference.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just try and hit it.
Okay, make an
Is there
attack.
any other way? No. So I'm gonna run towards it.
You'd already moved up to
Yeah.
it when you got close.
In an attempt to get it to move. Because you said it's indistinguishable from the water,
Yeah.
but if it moves, then maybe it wouldn't be. So can I, as if I'm almost trying to corral something that I don't know is there, but does that
I mean,
perhaps
you
work?
could attempt to try and shove something that you can't see.
Yeah, then that'd take my action. I was trying
Yeah.
to use my movement. That's fine. I'll swing and we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Ka-chow. 9.
That'll hit.
You had disadvantage.
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's invisible.
Yep. Ka-chow.
Still-
9.
Yep, 9 still hits.
Cool.
Oozes.
So that is 11 slashing damage.
So you swing through the water, hoping there's the resistance of the water, and then you feel the resistance of something else, and your blade just carves through it. And you guys watch as this horrid, blobby grey thing just blobs up to the surface and is still.
Horrid, great thing, and it's still. So we've killed it.
Is lifeless.
We did it.
Row.
It's wifeless.
Did we level up?
I want to double check something.
Did we level up? Are we done? Are we done with this? This
The
maze?
final fantasy fanfare plays as we
My
completed
silvered
the floor.
weapons count as magical.
Well, it's a magical weapon anyway, so
Yeah.
that doesn't make any difference. Snug, your bolt is gone. You can, at the end of combat, you can retrieve half of your expended bolts. So,
They're fine. I don't need it.
nice. And you guys earn 33 experience points.
Amazing.
We did
Ding,
it,
ding,
guys.
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, Final
So
Fantasy
yeah,
fanfare.
you should
What
already
did we
be
do?
on whatever you should have been on for.
65,
I have
33 now.
65.
65, 6,500, yeah.
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 Plus
Zoo Lane.
33.
65.
So,
65, 65.
Great. So that was an ooze.
Mhm.
But there's still nothing to be seen in this. They've got the statue,
Mhm.
which we turned, and it has 3 holes in it.
Yep.
Snug. Now that it's a little bit safer, perhaps, can you go and investigate the head? It's hollow.
Aye, sir. Let's go and have a look. Fuck me, dice on a
me.
fucking bitch. You fucking
Yeah,
shit, fucking
it's
cheap
hollow.
fucking dice, bastard.
It's a natural one, man.
That's the
I
third
can't
natural
even.
one in an eyesight check. That's the.
It's definitely hollow. You know from experience that the head does move.
I would like to apologise for my
Rotate.
outburst, but that's hot garbage.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's fucking
So-
awful.
Can I look in it?
Yeah. You peer inside. No, I was looking at the wrong page there. It's definitely hollow within inside. You can see as you peer through the larger hole of the mouth, what looks to be at like the neck area join is a screw, the top of a screw for like where the head
thing
was
turns. Yeah.
turning. Looking inside, looks to contain melted wax within.
So it's a candle holder. Could we like light a candle inside of it?
We have candles.
Do you have a candle?
Probably not. But I'm stumped. I've rolled 3 natural ones in a row for vision. This game.
So
clearly
did you say it was missing an arm?
Yeah, it appears to have one arm missing.
Can I see if the stump is intentional or it's broken and it's somewhere in this fetid water?
Yes, I will. There is a thing about it. I just need to find it where it is.
Well, I'm asking the right
broken,
questions if there's content.
It is broken off.
It's broken off. Okay.
Yeah, make an investigation check for me.
Fuck's sake.
Can I help him?
Sure.
Here's
Boop me!
You have advantage. boop me, Scott.
Oh,
You have
jeez.
advantage. Do you have advantage? Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Roll D4.
It
There we
takes
go.
you. Oh, yeah, it takes you
21.
a few minutes. You sort of wade into the furthest, deepest end, and where there's the tiny little alcove in the southern western wall, you find the arm of the thing.
We try and stick the arm in.
Yeah, so I reach down, pick up the arm,
Mm-hmm.
and I will forcibly insert it into the
Okay.
head. No, into the arm slot.
It is rough break. You can't fit it exactly.
Okay.
It doesn't stay. You put it there, it release, and it drops into the water.
Does this need to... So there's no fixing mechanism. So I place the arm on, and is the arm doing anything? What position's the fist in of the arm? Is it another pointing at something? Or...
Both arms seem to be sort of at the side, fingers slightly open, so you could have seen like the webbing. They both seem to be in the same position, sort of slightly outstretched in a almost welcoming gesture.
It wants a hug.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Snow, give it a hug.
Okay, I'll hug it.
You reach out, put your arms on it.
Yeah.
It's cold. It's wet. It
Pretty
stinks
stinky,
of sewage. Nothing happens.
This is too big grown for this.
Amenadriel
Do I-
releases the arm and it drops back.
Do I
down.
pick up on anything with my passive perception of 18?
Nothing that seems out of ordinary.
I'm so annoyed by my terrible rolls.
So, tilted room, this thing with a thing in it, with a statue with some holes in it, with wax in it. Like,
I'm sure we're
An
just
arm
missing
that doesn't
clues because I
attach.
can't see. Is there what was it? The southmost section? Sorry, because it kept going down. Does it just look like the
Not
water
this-
goes like
yeah.
deep into like an endless like torrent?
it doesn't go deeper; it goes thinner at one end and then
Yeah.
deeper towards the statue. So we're
Yeah.
at the deeper end.
So it's about
right.
60 feet long, and it's shallow at the east, and it gets deeper by about 3 foot per foot that it travels across, or 1 foot by 3 foot it travels. Let me just...
So can
No, it deepens
Just-
by 1 foot for every foot it goes. So by the end, it's about 5 foot deep,
This is really good for my theatre of the mind practice.
and
yeah, this is all new to me.
Mhm.
So with a sort of flick of my hand, I recall the light off my shield, and I
Mhm.
put it inside the head. If there was supposed to be some sort of light in there,
Mhm.
in the hope that this will perhaps not intimidate, but
Imitate it.
imitate.
Yep.
There you go.
You sort of put your fingers on the inside and cast the light within, and it glows out through the sockets, giving it almost a jack-o'-lantern like appearance. But nothing else happens.
It's just
Does the light shine upon anything in particular in a pattern, or is there any
Make a perception check.
fucking perception?
Can I also look around?
I shouldn't be the one doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
Snug is looking. So,
I'll assist you.
27.
Roll again. Give me a purpose.
22.
the light barely touches the far wall. Doesn't
Okay.
appear to make any strange patterns on the water or on the wall.
Actually, an idea. Turn the head back to its original position so it doesn't face the wall.
Okay. Should we twist it and do that?
Okay, you twist it. It gives a soft little bit of light onto the wall. Doesn't do anything.
Put it in the water. Put the whole thing in the water.
It's a standing statue.
Face it east.
Turn it to the east. Nothing happens.
Face it to the west.
You turn it to the west, and you've turned it around enough. The whole thing pops up out off the shoulders.
Was there anything underneath it?
It's just the screw that seems to connect it. A little bit of wax, melted wax.
What's the importance of this wax? Why does he keep mentioning that?
Can we melt it? Can
It
we try
looks
and melt
like
it?
I'd say from from what you've looked at it, the wax looks to be the remnants of candles that
Thought that.
were within this. It seemed to be some sort of beacon lantern for the room.
It's basically
The
just a
impression that you
fucking
get.
lampshade, isn't it? It's what we've spent the last hour uncovering is a lampshade.
Welcome to the Undermountain.
Fuck it. Let's just leave it. Let's just leave it. Can we have a look at the tunnel where the ooze came from? See if there's anything there.
It's a little alcove,
Hmm.
so it's not so much a tunnel. It's
Oh,
just an
sorry.
alcove
Sorry.
back of
Can I-
where the statue is.
It was basically just hiding behind the statue.
Why would it be a secret fucking sewer with a tower with a statue which doesn't do anything with a slime inside, hidden by a fucking Nelfishne statue, guarded by a fucking dead Kenku? What are we missing? Can I just roll another investigation check on the head and see if I
Sure,
find
yeah,
anything
go
else?
ahead. Make an investigation check.
17 plus the assistance of guidance 20.
Zoldar didn't say.
Oh, okay, 17.
I'm gonna have to be a little
That's fine.
firm on that.
Then I'm gonna have to keep asking Zelda.
Yeah.
What you see is what you've got.
Right,
There's nothing else about it.
Towel throne.
So fucking annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely hope there isn't, like, I can't be dealing with rooms like this. I can't. Where I just walk in and I'm like, oh fuck. I genuinely have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm really enjoying it though. It's good fun. I'm actually.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, but I'm not big brain enough to work this out. Okay, so I recall my light and I put it back on my shield.
I'd love to go to an escape room with you guys. That would be so much fun.
We'd be stuck in there for the full hour, let's be honest.
No, I'd love it.
It's my new room. I live there now.
Since you're gonna be
Greeting
doing
room.
that, I'm gonna add onto your character, your token, your light, because you got the vision, but you need the.
Emits light.
What did I say 20 and 20, isn't it, for
Yeah.
light?
Mm-hmm.
Just so that I can just drag your tokens off the
So, team,
front page.
does anything else feel out of place to you about this room? The room is wonky. Why is it wonky? Like, it's full of shit. Why is it full of shit? There was a slime in it. It's a dungeon.
Do we want to have a look under the water and see if there's anything like on the floor? I know.
So I can. I mean, I don't know if I want to.
Go on. I'm gonna start rummaging my hands in the sewage and see if I can find anything.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Hey Zolda, can you
Guidance.
go? Thank you.
He said it.
15.
Okay.
That's gonna be the only thing I say if I have to say it every time. I'm just gonna say the guidance the entire session.
There was a thing, but that was a different room. Okay. You
Great.
spend the next 10 or so minutes
In pure shit.
going over this with a fine-tooth comb, combing the desert from Spaceballs. There's the arm from the statue that you found, and there's the dead body of this ooze that's just slowly... there's a little bit of sick. You think one of your colleagues might have thrown up. Maybe it was Desmond, you're not sure.
Oh, Dad, stop eating the vomit.
But there's nothing else in this room.
My towel is in outer
this is
space.
a fucking troll room.
Yeah, my towel is in outer space from how far I've thrown it.
Yeah.
Let's
done.
Let's just get out. I'm done. I'm so done with it.
So you guys return back,
Stinking of shit.
apart from Snug and Desmond, who have stayed up above.
No,
Well, no,
I
because you
definitely
found
couldn't
them
now.
in
So
the
Desmond is
Zolda.
You all,
Oh no, we all smell of shit.
yeah, he had to be close enough to touch you for guidance. So you return to the hall with all of the bas reliefs.
just pure rage.
You're heading on into the room with all the pillars.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, go on then.
So you can see this sort of coffin-shaped room. It has 10 pillars within it. Two of them are at the north and the south, which on the other side of them are a set of stairs that lead up 10 feet to tunnels which continue off north and south. On the far west, the far end, there are a couple more on either side of another set of stairs that leads up into another tunnel. This one 20 feet, this one is 10 feet as well. And then in the sort of the eastern side, there is a rough circle of 6 pillars that are up onto the ceiling.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to say it again, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are 3 exits to this place.
And we're coming from the east.
You're coming from the east, so there is one to the north, one to the south, and one to the west. All 3 of them are up 10 feet of stairs, and then continuing on out of sight. There are 10 pillars, 6 of them in a rough semicircle around the entrance that you've just come to. One almost at the bottom of the north and south steps, and 2 on either side of the western exit.
Is there any insignias or markings on
So,
any of these pillars?
As you take a little bit more of a look around, what you can see is the northernmost pillar towards the exit. You can see what looks to be the skeletal shape of something curled around the top of it. It has a wide skeletal face with fangs protruding, motionless. As you look towards the south exit, on the wall, carved into the wall in common script, It says certain death this way.
And the east?
And to the east is the way you've come. So
Sorry,
to the
and
west,
the west, sorry.
doesn't seem to say anything.
Is there
doesn't seem to be anything else.
is there any thieves' cant on the south wall?
Make a perception check.
Zolda? Cool.
Guidance.
Thank you. 16.
Okay. This is the only thing seemingly etched into the wall that you've seen beyond the daubed reddish graffiti in the first room is the etching of, certain death this way. The rest of the walls are clear. It's just like the rough stonework. There's nothing else.
I think we should trust it. I think we should trust that way is certain death. Because that feels honest.
Well, if I'm looking for the biggest threat,
We go for the skeleton right in the north. Oh wait, you want to go certain death, which means biggest threat. Oh god.
always left.
Oh, don't. No, we're just gonna
No, I mean we're a party. I mean,
If you want to do that, we can do it. I liked this character, but I guess.
I mean, certain death. It obviously wasn't because somebody went in there, came back to write certain death on the wall.
Unless someone went in there with a friend, and within 2 seconds that person died, and the first.
Well, that's what we're doing. So we'll be fine.
Sure, yeah. Lead your way. I'm an Adiel. You have my vote.
No, I mean, like, I'm not. I don't want to be the dick of the group. So.
No.
Like,
I like
we've
the
got
mentality.
certain death. We need to know how much we trust these things.
Not
And then
at
we've
all.
got a picture of some sort of skeleton on the other one. Was it?
No,
like a-
it's
like a
it's
snake
not a picture.
skeleton.
It's a physical skeleton coiled
Oh.
around the top of this pillar.
I just.
Let's go
I
that
have
way.
no
Let's
idea
go.
what
Let's
I'm
go
doing.
that way. That one sounds more fun. Let's go that way.
All right, let's go that way.
Unless
I'll
you want to
say
go down certain death.
on your
This game is
your
hard.
okay, yeah. So you guys are heading to the south. Did you say, or to the north, or to the west?
See, Gamer wants to go south, which means always left. I feel like Zoldo. Ace, would you always left?
I just no real preference.
Could you have a preference, please?
No, sorry. I really don't.
It's in character, I'm sure.
It's
Right,
both
well-
character and me. I have no preference.
Fuck it, let's go your way, Gamer.
Okay.
Let's go south. Let's go south.
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Let's go certain death.
You go certain death.
Yeah,
Okay.
and as it's certain death, Snug, keep an eye out for traps. It might not actually be an enemy.
As soon as we go through that door, I'm immediately like, where are the traps?
Okay. Make your perception check.
Okay.
Guidance.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna record that and have it on a button.
27. I'm gonna name this episode "Take a Shot" every time you hear the word guidance.
Okay. So the tunnel continues on southwards for about 100 feet or so. As you're keeping an eye out, Snug, doesn't seem to be anything out of place, immediately noticeable by you with your fucking 27.
27, yeah.
Well, and then you come to page. Okay, so what you can see is the room then opens to sort of like an almost L-shaped chamber, about 10 foot It's almost like the corridor juts west and then juts south again, almost immediately. What you can see is the corridor would end suddenly, except that there is a tunnel, again about 5 foot wide, dug into it. At a glance around, you can see there's piles of rubble which have some tools on it, and not lying next to, pardon me, the tools is an unmoving green-skinned, floppy-eared, lightly armored goblin.
Alive or unconscious?
It's not moving. Trying to get a little closer.
Looks fresh.
Just make a medicine check.
No. Like it looks like it's not a skeleton, is what I'm asking.
No, it's got skin.
Gooey.
Shall I shoot it?
No.
Lead the way. Let's see what it is.
Yep. Go on then. I'll go and poke it.
Okay, you move closer up to it and you poke it. It doesn't move.
I poke it harder.
You poke it harder. Your blade sinks into the flesh. Doesn't move. Make a medicine check for me real quick as you're closer. Looking at this.
19. I'm not doing too bad on my test.
Your rolls
It's
are
definitely
really
dead.
high.
The head is caved in.
Nice.
Definitely dead. The head is caved in,
Thanks.
just like the rest of this
It
tunnel.
is. It's not super old. It's been dead for
Well, let's see what caved it in. It'll probably be around
within a day or so, maybe.
Right? Does it have anything on its person that would suggest it's from the previous adventuring party?
It looks like it's wearing rough leather armor. At a quick glance, there were no weapons on it, no
It's
packs,
been looted.
anything like that.
Let's just keep going. I feel like it's.
Well, yeah, come on.
Okay. You move into the rough-hewn dug tunnel at the end. Again, it's sort of like 5 foot, so you're sort of having to go down to.
If that's the only thing outside of the dead body, the rubble, the tools, the
Immediately noticeable, yes.
huh?
Yeah, let's keep going. Just keep going down the
Yeah,
tunnel.
we can keep playing for a while.
Any
Yeah.
plans on how we'll? Is that
How
supposed to be how long we'll play tonight?
Yeah, how
Yeah.
long? See,
Yeah.
I'm dropping words here. It's.
I
I
mean,
know it's like weekend, but it's still like almost. It's way past 1 a.m. for me.
Yeah, we.
yeah.
can-
Oh shit. Yeah. No worries. Yeah, we can sort of stop there as you guys are preparing to find your way into what promises to be certain death.
Cool.
As you have begun your first steps into Hallister Blackcloak's Undermountain, the first level, seeing a little bit of frustration, seeing some of just how well hidden some of the secrets of this place are, and we'll pick up with you guys carrying on the next time.